Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Happy Friday, and today I'm going to be bringing you data mines for next week. I guess you could call this the early blog, something like that, because a lot of the stuff that's going to be in this video is probably going to be in the blog, and there's a good chance there's some stuff in here that won't even make it to the blog because of Scopely. Right. Before we get into that, though, there's a few things that I want to talk about, namely that they did extend you can see there we go. The Phoenix Force event for Omega Red Phoenix Force. They extended this by another week. So this is available until the end of the existing Fiery Incarnate milestone. Important for a few reasons, because you do get point inputs for spending the Red Phoenix energy. Also, there is a free logging calendar that we got here, the Red Phoenix Celebration. And so this was due to be cut off basically towards the end, like this energy here, which wouldn't have done anything. But there's some pretty good free stuff here, especially the 60 Omega Red Phoenix Force shards. Like, I'm probably going to get a free-to-play 6 yellow. I doubt I'm going to get a 7, but it's still quite a bit anyways. And the great thing about that, in case you guys didn't know, is that when you get the next star level for Omega Red, make sure that you go into here in order to get the free red stars that accompany it. So once you get the yellow stars, you can do these bonus levels, and you get the free accompanying red stars. So that's pretty awesome that you get absolutely for free. There is, and I'm not usually one to point out spending stuff, but there is this calendar in here, and I do want to kind of make mention that it's still available for 5 days, and it is a 7-day calendar. So basically, you will get all the stuff included in this towards the leaderboard if you do want to get this. Now, it's basically an extension or a better version of the one we get for free, because it is going to be giving 120 Omega Red Phoenix Force shards and also 50 Gear Tier 20 Mutant Mini. So quite good there of value. But let's jump on into the data mines. We actually have a lot to cover, including Cosmic Crucible new room rules or season rules, and lots of the event stuff for next week. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. Okay, so I do want to kind of recap something we already covered, but this is going to be the Harbinger finale week 1. So this is going to run in conjunction. So week 1 is going to run in conjunction with the monthly, and that's going to be down below a little bit. So this is going to be spending campaign energy. Now, this probably is not going to be, well, I mean, it's double dipping, right? Because we already have the Fiery Incarnate, which is running for an extra week, and that's going to run over top of this. So yeah, you're going to get this cleared, no problem. Play Cosmic Crucible and earn shields from the Danger Room. Now, we're going to talk about that further down below. They're going to be bringing back the Danger Room. I believe this is part of some sort of 4th of July, Independence Day, because that is next week for you guys in America. I'm pretty sure, just looking at my calendar here anyways, 4th of July is next Friday, right? So I'm pretty sure that's kind of the reason behind some of this stuff as well. Play Blitz with Invisible Woman and MCU. She should be releasing next week. We do have the picture of Sue over here, of course, the new version of that. She's going to be the first one to come out. Also, we talked about that already, actually. We're going to jump ahead to Battle Pass Season 50, which is going to be a Helverine and Intel Battle Pass. So that should be starting on Monday, I think, as well, because the current Omega Red one should be ending, I think. We also have a Helverine and the Hood Burst. I'm not a big fan of these burst things, but hey, you know, if you want to do it, you want to spend some money on that, have at it. They might have some path orbs in there, like a couple of ones like they did for Satana, so do keep that in mind as well. There is going to be a new pocket dimension coming to Marvel Strike Force. Now, I think this is a bit of a freebie thing because it's requiring Liberty and Absolute A-Force, which is a little bit bizarre because they're such an old team. Well, I mean, they're pretty old at this point. I mean, they're from like what? I mean, Absolute A-Force is older, I think. Yeah, Liberty was after, right? Man, I'm getting my head mixed up a little bit. But anyways, they're still fairly old because Liberty's farmable. Absolute A-Force has been farmable. So requires 3 Liberty and 3 Absolute A-Force characters at a bare minimum, but you can supplement with some others. We'll see the requirements down below. It does require 5 yellows. Oh no, it's strongly recommended. Okay, never mind. It's not required for 5 yellow. It said this event is very challenging. This event uses dimensional health packs to heal. So we'll see what they're dead. Like, if you have this team built up, you should be no problem. Some people might not have this team built up anymore, though. If you're not a veteran player, you might have passed this now at this point because we're moving on. And they're kind of war. They're both war teams, right? Anyways, The requirements for this: 3 Liberty and non-legendary X-Men. So at a very least, right? So these are the traits that you can use for the early nodes: 3 Liberty and non-legendary X-Men. So they're using ISO lockouts, so blue 3, blue 5, blue 5, 3 Liberty and non-legendary X-Men. So no Old Man Logan, basically is what they're saying. 3 Liberty and non-legendary X-Men at purple 1, 3 Liberty and non-legendary X-Men at purple 2, 3 Liberty and non-legendary X-Men at purple 2 again, and then 3 Liberty and legendary at purple 3. So you can use any legendaries, in fact, including Old Man Logan, including Quasar, that kind of thing. Actually, if there is war, I don't know if the war buffs are active, but if they are, Quasar is going to be incredibly powerful in this, so keep that in mind as the newest legendary character. You could also use Shadow King, things like this. 3 Liberty and Mythic at purple 3. And then finally, for some reason, Absolute A-Force doesn't show up until the end. 3 Liberty, Absolute A-Force, and non-legendary X-Men at purple 3. So I would probably use Liberty. I mean, you could use the 5 Liberty, right? It just says you need to have 3 Liberty. So if the text is active and stuff like that, then yeah, if War is active, then you could probably just use the 5, but you'd have to have the purple 3 War Machine if you haven't. Otherwise, you could supplement with somebody else. A lot of non-legendary X-Men text in here, so you don't even and like you don't. I think the way that this is described is that hypothetically you don't even need to use Liberty. You have the option of Liberty, Liberty and non-legendary X-Men primarily all the way through down here until we get to the legendary section. So just keep that in mind. I guess X-Men characters like Havoc you could use, any of the Uncanny X-Men, right? Beast, Storm, Jean Grey, that kind of thing, if you want to supplement with your Liberty as well. So it's not just Liberty. But I think this is for 4th of July. I think this is why, rather than doing something that's a newer team. Now, there's the battlefield effect for Franklin Richards, and the name of the battlefield effect is called Future Foundation. On enemy turn, in arena, apply silence to that character. So we kind of knew that, but now we know officially what it does on enemy turn. And then in arena, the enemy cannot fill or reduce speed bar for themselves, allies, or enemies. So that is interesting as well. This has nothing to do with your side, though. It has to do with the enemy side. So anything that kicks up speed bar is not going to happen. So those are the 2 mechanics of the battlefield effect. I would say primarily it's this thing, right, where it's apply silence to that character on their turn before they do their actions. So that's going to be pretty big. It's my understanding that Franklin Richards still needs to pass a focus check to apply the silence. Because when I saw the footage, like especially when he used it on his skill, it could be resisted because I saw Absorbing Man resist it. So keep that with a grain of salt. That you're gonna probably want to like power up Franklin Richards the most as far as yellow stars and gear tier, making sure that he's gear tier 20. Some of the uniques for the Fantastic Four, because I don't know if this was unveiled yet, but it is in the data mines. Franklin Richards is Unstable Cloth. Mr. Fantastic MCU is also Unstable Cloth, and Invisible Woman is Molecular Cloth. Now, in terms of the characters for that, honestly, I mean, Unstable Cloth was like old Invisible Woman. Molecular Cloth was like Shang-Chi and Spider-Weaver. I don't know if there's any more recent characters that I've had to upgrade that actually use those 2, but keep in mind that Franklin Richards and Mr. Fantastic, new one, they both have the same one. So you might run into the problems if you have to go to gear tier 20 with them. That'd be something like 42, is it? Gear tier. So make sure that you have enough of these things. Cosmic Crucible, next season tournament rules. Now, this is the overall global buff, the Curse of the Accursed. On offense and defense, accursed characters on successful hit apply trauma to the target. And then on defense, actually this is the same. All this is the same. So basically, if you're using on offense or defense, when the accursed hit, it applies trauma. Now, this is to buff accursed because I think that not a lot of people have been engaging with this team. That's my understanding anyways. I don't hear a lot of people talking about them, frankly, but I'm not in the inner circles of Cosmic Crucible, so that could be why as well. Room number 1 is Teamwork. This looks familiar. On offense and defense, skirmisher characters on allied turn gain assist now. So everyone basically is a skirmisher in this room. You want characters that are going to be fast because then everybody's going to assist. Kind of crazy. I remember this was a thing with Hive Mind or with Super Scroll and Hive Mind because this would generate a lot of speed bar from Carnage when characters got low hit points and everyone just like gang banged into the like one character with all the assists. So that's going to be another thing for fast characters. For the next season, we have Room 2 Sinister's Gambit. On offense and defense, all characters on spawn. Your character with the highest health Clones the enemy character with the highest attack. Okay. Is that just one clone, or your character with the highest? Why does that matter? I'm not sure why this matters. Clone the enemy with the highest attack. Okay, that makes sense. But what is the highest health, and why does that matter? But anyways, yeah, there's gonna be some cloning going on. That could be pretty brutal. It actually sounds kind of fun, to be honest. But it could be, a wrench into your plans if you're not really thinking about that, and you may not know off the top of your head who is the person with the highest attack when you're going into this battle that's going to get cloned. So that's kind of fun. Room 3 spiritual. Oh, we'll have to see like what the clone is actually scaled to. That's the other thing too, in terms of their stats. Are they going to be like? It's probably not going to be the identical, but maybe it might be. We'll find out. Room 3 spiritual energy. On defense and offense, all characters, anytime a character gains energy from an active ability, they gain +1 extra energy. When an enemy character dies, ally characters gain +1. Ultimate abilities cost 3 more. I feel like we've seen this one before. This sounds somewhat familiar. Room 4, Solar Annihilation. On offense and defense, Annihilator characters count as Starjammers. So, I guess Gladiator, right? You might be able to use like your normal Annihilator Gladiator. He'll count as a Starjammers for the purposes of the text and stuff like that. I don't know how good this is going to be or not. If there's a reason to supplement, change some of the characters out, because you do need basically, I think you need like Havoc and maybe you don't need Lilandra, I don't know. But I think you definitely, when you do, you kind of need them. So I don't know. I guess you could get rid of like maybe Groot and Rocket for Thanos and Gladiator for another Gladiator. That would just be my thoughts. And then we have a different Room 5. We have 2 different Room 5s. I think this could be possibly, there's a grand tournament, because this is Room 5 rules for grand tournament. And maybe there's going to be a special content creator tournament, and that's why, or there's going to be like a tournament 32 or whatever, things like that. So this one here, take a moment. All characters lower their focus by 5,000% and damage by 50% for any non-Mephisto character that takes a turn before any character on defense. Okay, I think we've seen this one before, possibly. While they're down, this is the actual room rules, I think, for the actual season. On successful hit, if the primary target has trauma, perform an ISO attack against that target. Okay, so again, kind of leaning into that whole accursed changes that we saw above, where they land the trauma. And then finally, we have Room 6, Desir's Avengers. So this is, I guess, Desir won the last Cosmic Crucible tournament. I don't really pay attention to these creator tournaments, but there we go. Desir's Avengers. So all characters. Now, this does sound interesting. If you have at least one city ally special abilities cost 2 less ability energy. That's pretty big. So make sure that you have to have a mixed team. So 1 city, 1 global, 1 cosmic. If you have at least 1 global ally, when attacked, allies fill speed bar by 5%. If you have at least 1 cosmic ally, enemy ultimate abilities cost 2 more. That is huge. I mean, all of these are pretty big, to be honest. I would say city and cosmic are huge. You might be able to skip the global thing. 5% is still a lot, but I mean, only if you get attacked, right? So if you're faster than them, that might not trigger that frequently, but the cosmic and city thing is pretty interesting. So kudos to Desir for making a pretty interesting rule. This is probably the best. Out of all the ones I've seen from the content creators, this is probably hands down the best one. Live, the Harbinger Month 3, earn Intel and Quasar Shards. So this is going to be obviously starting on Monday. What's weird, and this has happened before, is talking about Old Man Logan Diamonds. Again, I'm pretty sure it's definitely in the Elite store, so I don't know why it's mentioned in here. Play Fantastic Four story missions to earn. So yeah, you're getting some points for the monthly by doing the showcase, which is kind of strange. All this stuff down here, like Invisible Woman showcase, stuff like this. Maybe it's like a special thing, but obviously we know that they're coming out next week. Play Arena, Blitz, Crucible, or War with the following characters. All of the old Fantastic Four, which is kind of weird. And then also the new characters here. So some extra points there. We're finally getting news of the Hood Rises. So some free-to-play shards for the Hood is coming. But this looks like it's going to be an alliance-based event in the similar vein as Songbird, because it makes mention of allied supply orb fragments, which typically is an alliance-based activity. So it does kind of say that you have to basically battle in raids with vigilantes at 5, 6, 7 yellow, or just normally, and then collecting unstable cells from Arena. Now this is going to be made mention here and a little bit down below, and we'll take a look at that in more detail. Coming soon, Liberty Rising. This is a global milestone. Celebrate Independence Day by uniting with other commanders. And then you have to gain progress by battling in war with Liberty and earning Patriot Shields in the Danger Room. So Danger Room, again, coming back next week as well, like we heard above in some of the other event stuff. Earn 1 Patriot Shield from the Danger Room and play War with Liberty on offense or defense. The Unstable Cells. Reed Richards has asked you to collect this volatile resource and spend it at the end of the Harbinger season. So it sounds like maybe for a month, like we're getting this Unstable Cells stuff, because it was mentioned in here, collecting Unstable Cells from Arena. So possible Arena payouts for a month, and then you're going to use this at the end to buy some stuff. I'm not sure at this point. Maybe it'll be in the blog. Maybe it'll be mentioned later on today, but just want to give you guys a heads up that Arena is going to be important, and that's probably for them to basically push you to buy the new Fantastic Four team, because they are an Arena meta team, and this makes a little bit of sense. And also the Fantastic Findings of the Fantastic Four Showcase, just the titles for this as well. Namely, the last one, the final showcase, Betrayal Threatens the Safety of Nexus Earth. I have a feeling that we might end up fighting Annihilus in the end of the showcase, because we did get an avatar icon for Annihilus in the data mines here. So there might be an early showing of Annihilus and what he might do, at least later on in July. So that's something to look out for as well. And that's basically it. There's a lot there. Obviously, this was... the majority of this is most likely going to be in the blog, so I'm just giving this to you guys early to kind of let you guys know what's going on, especially the Pocket Dimension, which seems like you are going to need a combination of either Liberty, which could be, it could be tailored to Liberty for you to use them. It might have war buffs, things like that. I don't know that yet because that's not in the data mines, but when I know this, maybe on the weekend, I'll figure this out and let you guys know about this. But otherwise, there should be other X-Men characters, non-legendary, that you can use, right? Emma Frost, X-Men, Havoc, Phoenix, Storm, Jean Grey, any of these newer characters with the new era stats might be sufficient as well. So just a heads up about that for some free resources coming next week. That's it for now, everybody. That's my Friday blog data mines video, whatever you want to call it. And I'll have some more videos in the days to come, of course, as usual. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.